y'all here. That's Dan Rahe and myself. I'll let Dan introduce himself in a minute. I'm Lainey Dornier, and I'm the director of the Kinesiology program. And Dan, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Dan Rahe. I'm the senior academic advisor at the school, and I'm responsible for kinesiology students at both the undergraduate and graduate level.
And y'all see Ann Conlon. She's actually behind the scenes making all this magic work. So we'll let her stay behind the scenes. But Ann is also associated with Tulane School of Professional Advancement. She does all the magic and puts all this together for us. So thank you, Ann. And I see we have 3 people here. It's fine if you don't want to put your video on. If you feel comfortable putting your video on, please feel free to do that and jump in and ask questions anytime you have questions. One of the things that's helpful for Dan and I, so that we can maybe focus a little bit of our discussion, is tell us maybe what your majors are. And if you can't, if you're in a place where maybe you can't say it, or you can't put your video on or audio on, put it in the chat so that we can maybe focus what we're talking about specifically to the programs you're interested in. And maybe if you can get online, tell us a little bit about yourself. So I'll call the name out. If you can say something, do. If not, I'll move to the next person. But Brian Vu. And maybe Brian can't put his audio on. Brian, maybe in the chat, you can tell us what program you're interested in. And is that Dwayne Steve?
Yes.
Did I say your name right?
It's Dwayne Stibe.
Stibe. Okay, sorry about that. Dwayne Stibe. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what program you're interested in.
I'm originally from here. I work with Nord, and I'm interested in the sports medicine.
Okay. And so in our programs, maybe that's, are you an undergraduate? You're interested in undergraduate program?
An undergraduate.
Okay. Okay, so the sport medicine certificate program.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Dwayne. I appreciate it.
Okay.
And Whitney Richardson. And I see it's Whitley, not Whitney. Whitley may not be able to also put her audio on. Feel free to jump into the chat. So I'm going to mainly talk about, we're going to focus on the programs that we know students are here to talk about, and we'll kind of quickly go over those other programs that y'all may not be interested in. So just a little bit about our programs. Dan and I will both be talking to y'all today, but talk to y'all a little bit about our programs. We're School of Professional Advancement is one of 10 schools. Oh, thank you, Whitley. Whitley's interested in the kinesiology program. I'm a recent graduate of Delgado. Oh, very good. Very good. So we have an agreement with Whitley. So you move right from Delgado into our undergraduate programs. So we're one of 10 schools that make up Tulane University. We're the School of Professional Advancement. And you can see on this map the other schools that make up the schools involved at Tulane University. We are the School of Professional Advancement. Our mission is to provide applied programs to adult learners. We're kind of unique in that, and especially in the kinesiology program, in that not only do we offer applied programs to advanced learners, but we also offer undergraduate programs and graduate programs to traditional Tulane students also. And I see Tyra. Thank you, Tyra. I see Tyra Mitchell is also joining. I'll let Tyra introduce herself. Tyra is the Associate Director of the Kinesiology program. So Tyra, hello. And she's on vacation, so thank you for joining us on your vacation. And you can introduce yourself also.
I apologize about my name in the window there, but my name is Tyra Mitchell Williams. I am a physical therapist. I am also a professor of practice and the assistant program director for kinesiology. I have been with Tulane almost 10 years this year, and have been teaching here. I've been a physical therapist for about 20 years. I assist with the internship for both the undergraduate and graduate degree programs for kinesiology.
Thank you, Tyra, and thanks for being here. All right, so let's move through. Yep. So our campus is uptown. We have the uptown campus. It's on St. Charles Avenue. If you are an undergraduate student, we do offer some, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, but we do offer both online and on-campus programs. Our undergraduate programs are a hybrid where you can take online classes, but you do have to take some classes on campus. Not all classes are offered online. Our graduate degree programs, and specifically both of our master's degree programs, are completely online. And we'll talk more about those as you go. If you are on the Uptown campus, please come by our building, Richardson building. We like to have students in our building, and we have fresh coffee and sometimes goodies for you. We have several two-lane programs. Our two-lane, I don't know what this is, two-lane programs, two-lane faculty, two-lane degrees, but we'll talk about each one of our degrees and the programs within of our degrees. We're kind of unique in that we have full-time faculty that are professors of practice, and we also employ, which we'll talk about a little bit later, adjunct faculty who are experts in the field in which they're teaching. We're going to tell you a little bit about the learning experience you'll have if you come to Tulane University. We'll tell you about the programs and the faculty we have within the School of Professional Advancement and Kinesiology. Dan's going to tell you about our great student support services and our affordability and flexibility for students. Our faculty are, as I mentioned before, we're really proud that we have faculty that are adjuncts, but they're professionals in the areas in which they teach. And so some of the examples of our faculty are on the page right now. So for example, Ted Vicky actually works, he's the president of Fitwell, and he actually teaches classes for us in, now I have to think about the classes he teaches. He's a new one on our page. He's teaching a new class in meta-analytics. He teaches a class in media and for health and wellness. And so he talks to students about how you can use like apps and your watch in order to watch your fitness and to teach from it. Irina Tereshchenko is actually a national pickleball champion, and she teaches courses in coaching in our sports studies program. Mary Parrish is a licensed professional counselor, and she actually works in mental health and teaches our course in mental health. And Cornell Sneed is actually a professor at Benedict College, and his specialty is sport management, and he teaches some of the sport management classes for us. So we have a very diverse faculty, and we're really proud that they get to teach courses in the areas that they are experts. Our kinesiology program, kinesiology really is the study of human movement. And so whether you're looking at human movement from a sports perspective or a healthcare perspective, it's under this big umbrella term called kinesiology. And so we have undergraduate and graduate programs in healthcare. We also have an undergraduate program in exercise science and a graduate program in sports studies. So we cover a wide variety of courses across all of these degree programs in sport, nutrition, exercise and fitness, weight control, stress management, community health, and prevention and control of diseases, just to name a few. We offer 2 bachelor's degree programs. We offer a Bachelor of Arts in Health and Wellness and a Bachelor of Science in Exercise Science. I'll let Tyra talk about those programs, and I'll talk about the master's degree programs.
Sure. So the Bachelor of Arts in Health and Wellness is, as you can see, there are 120 credits. And this is geared to individuals who are looking to gain more information about the health and wellness field and some expertise within or even preparation to work within healthcare or within the wellness field, where you might be a personal coach or health coach, wellness professional, corporate wellness programs, those types of industries. So really getting you into the health and wellness realm. Exercise science is really the study of exercise and getting you prepared for perhaps going on to the next level in graduate healthcare training. So preparing to be a physiologist, a physical therapist, or somewhere in that rehab field. Both programs, you can take an internship. It's required for exercise science program. For that degree, you have to have an internship towards the end of your training. And that's something that you would do with me, and we can talk more about that as you get closer to to the end of your studies if you're in the BS for exercise science. But both really great programs. You get to, some of the classes are online, some are hybrid, some are fully in person. And so you really get to interact with some great, not only your faculty who are coming from all over and working within the field, but also your classmates who have diverse backgrounds as well. So two really great programs to kind of get started in that healthcare and that wellness career path.
All right, I'll take over this one. We also offer a Master of Science in Health and Wellness Management. Our master's degree courses, as I mentioned, are completely online. They're kind of unique in that both of our master's degree programs offer stackable certificate programs. It's 11 courses or a 33-hour master's degree program. That program does have an internship, and the graduate and undergraduate internships work with Tyra to identify those and to complete the internship. The careers in health and wellness management might be the ones listed. There are others, it's just some of them, but health promotion manager, wellness director, working in employee health at a hospital, maybe a health communications director or a wellness coach. We also offer a Master of Science in Sports Studies. This is really looking at movements from a sports perspective instead of from a health perspective. Similar to the health and wellness management degree, this is 11 courses, 33-hour master's degree program, and it also requires an internship. This is for people that are interested in working in athletic, maybe like in athletics as an athletic director or an assistant head coach, maybe a director of sport management or a director of event and stadium security. Sports has become a huge business, and so more and more people are going into sports as a business industry. And so there are lots of jobs that are popping up in the sports industry every year. We offer several graduate certificates in the master's degree in health and wellness management. The certificates are health strategy and financial management, health leadership, and corporate wellness. All of those are 4-course certificate programs. So if you go into health and wellness management, you can take 2 certificate programs, which is 8 classes, 4 courses in each certificate, plus the 3 core classes for a 33-hour program, or you can take 8 classes across all of the certificate programs, plus the 3 core courses to complete the master's degree. But if you're not sure you want the master's degree, but you're like, for example, really interested in health leadership, you can come and start and take the health leadership certificate, see if you enjoy those classes, and then later apply to the full master's degree program. In health, and the master's degree in sports studies has 4 certificate programs. They are sport administration, sport security, sport coaching, and sport medicine. Again, each of those have 4 classes within each of those certificate programs. And as with the health and wellness management, you can choose 2 certificate programs to complete, plus the 3 core classes, or you can take 8 classes across all of the certificate programs, plus the 3 core classes to complete the master's degree. I've already mentioned this. The certificates are stackable, and so each one has 4 classes. It's less expensive than getting the full master's degree, and you can use it as a stepstone. You take the certificate, see if that's something you're interested in, and then maybe complete the master's degree after that. Keep changing this. We're really proud of our online classes, our master's degree classes, and our online undergraduate classes. All of our classes that are online classes go through online development workshop where a subject matter expert works with one of the directors plus the online development team to build very interactive online classes. So our online classes aren't that you just sit in front of a computer and you don't really interact with other colleagues in the class or with the instructor. They're interactive, they're engaging, they're fun, and we make it so that every course kind of looks like each other. So when you get in there to take an online course, you're not trying to figure out how to navigate the course. They're all very similar. The They are learning environments for every type of learning style, whether it be in person or online. And all of our classes, whether online or on campus, are engaging for students. I'll let Dan take over this part.
Right on. Thanks, Lainey. Yeah, so we have a lot of student support options available through our school. Each student will have a dedicated academic advisor. I'm the advisor for the kinesiology program, so I'd be working with you from start to finish to get you set up, get you registered for classes. If you have transfer credits, working on that. So every little thing in between, all along the way in your educational journey. Financial aid, you'll get a separate financial aid advisor assigned to you. So that would be something that would be handled by someone else. Lenny mentioned the expert faculty with industry experience. They all work in the field that they teach, which is great. So you get that knowledge firsthand that way. There's a lot of networking opportunities at the school. And with Tulane alumni, especially once you graduate, you're becoming an alumni member, and there's always a lot of options and networking opportunities. I've had faculty offer my students jobs before when they were in their final semester graduating and whatnot at their companies or through friends, and just the whole networking thing is great. And a Tulane degree really sticks out. Career advisor, we also have a career advisor for undergraduate and graduate students. Susan De La Houssaye, she's great. She can work with you, on touching up your resume, interviewing questions, any little thing in between. All right, next slide. Transfer friendly. So as far as transfer credits go, we can accept up to 60 credits from all outside sources other than Tulane for a undergraduate degree program. And the application fee is waived for those of you that are attending this webinar. And dedicated transfer student advisor. So when you come in, if you're an undergraduate, for example, and you got a bunch of transfer credits, I'll map it all out for you so we know where you stand, what courses you definitely need to be able to, that you're definitely going to need to take, and get that all set up. And we have I think I heard Delgado earlier. So we have articulation agreements with Louisiana and the technical community colleges. Those transfer processes are quite simple. And students also have, a lot of opportunities for additional discounts and scholarships. I think we'll go into that a little later during the admissions process. This is a breakdown of the tuition there for the 120 credits. If you have transfer credit coming in elsewhere, then of course that amount would be reduced. There's a couple of different scholarships students can do. There's a transfer scholarship of up to $1,500 for students. The early enrollment scholarship is where if you enroll by a certain date, it's now passed for the fall semester. I think it was July 1st, but if you enroll by a certain date, then you'll get a one-time scholarship award as well. And that is the undergraduate cost of transfer stuff. So the 60 credits there, the 37,380 figure is what it would be if you transfer in the whole 60 credits from your prior school. And then the total tuition costs you can see there that are before the discount is applied. Next slide, credit for prior learning. So if you're not maxed out on your transfer credits, and also I guess I should say at the graduate level, we can accept up to 9 credits in transfer. Dr. Donier would review those courses for any kind of potential transfer credit. Generally at the graduate level, you have to have a B or better grade for the course to be considered for transfer. Institution has to be regionally accredited and all that stuff. Okay, I'm getting myself mixed up here, but credit for prior learning is also available for undergraduate and graduate students. So if you have a lot of work experience that you think can carry over to potential college credit, then you'll be able to do a portfolio assessment, so to speak, where you'll be able to, you'll take a 5-week portfolio class that'll show you how to put together a portfolio of your previous experience, and then you'll submit one of those each for each of the courses that you're trying to get college credit for. And then if that all goes to an industry panel to be reviewed, and then if they award that credit, then you'll pay a fraction of the tuition costs to have that credit added to your degree requirements and whatnot. So it's a way to, if you have a lot of work experience or life experience and you're not maxed out on your transfer credits yet, and you still have some room within your degree plan to get some additional credits that way, instead of, sitting through a class the whole semester, like, hey, I did this in my job already, then you have a way to potentially get credit for that, and by paying far less cost than, tuition for a class itself. The graduate level allows up to 6 credits of prior learning credit, and prior learning credit isn't included in the transfer credit totals. So the costs that you can save there are listed for each program. Military training is another thing. If you were previously in the military, you can request your joint services transcript. They have credit recommendations listed there. At the undergraduate level, they're now accepting up to 24 credits of military credit. And there's also some CLEP DSST exams where you can get some credit for some basic intro type courses that can be part of your, that could apply to your degree, I should say, excuse me. Next slide. Affordability, the tuition costs, undergraduate for the fall, just over $600 a credit. Generally, the classes are 3 credits. There are some 4 credit classes, an English class. A couple of the English classes are 4. A couple of the courses in the exercise science major are 4 credits. There is also anatomy with lab and physiology with lab that ends up being 4 credits. As far as the tuition costs there go, graduate credit is just over $1,200 a credit. The graduate program's 11 classes, the undergraduate program's 40 classes, basically. Financial aid, all students are encouraged, to submit a federal application for financial aid, a FAFSA. And then depending on the program, depending on if you've used financial aid and availability and all that stuff, they'll let you know what you qualify for, what you're eligible for grants and loans. And I think it's different for graduate versus undergraduate, but the Tulane Student Financial Aid website has a lot of information for prospective SOPA students. You just Google Tulane Financial Aid, and then on the top tab, there's a SOPA tab you can click on. It has all the step-by-step instructions on what you need to do for financial aid. In addition to the financial aid, then there's those scholarships that students can apply depending on if they qualify or not that I mentioned, the transfer scholarship, the early enrollment scholarship, students who were part of the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society, there's a scholarship for them as well. And then we have various 20% tuition discount scholarships depending on your background, if you're active duty or a veteran, firefighter, EMS, police officer, whether active or retired, the Phi Theta Kappa teachers, public employees in the New Orleans area, and adults over the age of 60. They all qualify for a 20% tuition discount. Next slide. Application process. So yeah, apply now. The application fee will be waived, as I mentioned, for you if you apply. When you apply, if it's not, then just let us know, and then we'll make, they'll check the log saying, okay, yeah, this person obviously attended the webinar, so they'll get that waived for you. That's a pretty fairly easy thing. You just need to submit an application, sopa.tulane.edu/apply. Fill out the application. It's pretty straightforward for the program that you're interested in. Upload your government ID. You also need to have official transcripts sent directly from your prior institution, sent directly from that school to us. A lot of schools do electronic transcripts now, which is great. So the turnaround time is a couple of days versus, up to a week or 2 by regular old snail mail. If you attended more than one institution, you have to request a transcript from each institution that was attended. We can't transfer credit, for example, if you have LSU credit on a UNO transcript. We would need the official LSU and we would need the official UNO, for example. But then once that's all, received and processed, then, it'll get pushed through the application process. If you're a graduate student applying for admission, then you're going to want to upload your resume as well. And then you're going to also want to submit a personal statement. The instructions and all that stuff are listed on the application for you to fill out as well as part of the process. Next slide. The scholarships again. For those for the fall, that scholarship deadline has now passed, but it's usually around 2 months or so before the semester starts. So if you're admitted and ready to register and enroll by those dates, then for the spring, for example, then if you have everything set up and done by December 1st, then you'll get the one-time early enrollment scholarship, and the amount's $200 for undergrad, $500 for grad students. Next slide. All right, great. That was it on my end. I'll send it back to Dr. Dornier, and if y'all have any questions, just let us know.
All right, thanks, Dan. I appreciate it. And I'll tell you, as Dan mentioned, when you apply to our program, make sure that you really do a good job on the application, and especially for the graduate program. If it asks for a 250 word description of something, we really do pay attention that you actually use 250 words and that you answer the questions that are being asked. So don't sell yourself short. Tell us about yourself and make sure you do a good job on that application process. Anything else, or can you think of anything else we missed, Tyra?
No, I think we covered everything. I'm really excited that everyone here is interested in the program, and hopefully we'll get to meet and talk soon.
I did want to mention, oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, no, I just also wanted to mention some of the student support services too, that like for undergraduates and graduate students too, even if you're a remote student, you'll have access to the research library online database, the academic learning and tutoring center. We have a writing center if you need to touch up your writing skills. The career advisor has already mentioned. Students who need accommodations can apply for those at the beginning of every semester too. So there's a whole bunch of different services and things that are available to you as our student for all of Tulane. You don't pay the housing and you don't have a meal plan and stuff like that, but all the other basic services like that are available to our students as well, is what I wanted to mention.
Okay, thanks, Dan. And does anybody have any questions for us? And you can put them in the chat if you can't take your audio off. And I'll wait for a couple of things to chat. And I'll say that we really are excited about our programs, and we really make sure and work with students. When you start the program, we want to make sure we're, shaking your hand as you cross the stage when you get that diploma. And we have a lot of resources along the way. So when you do come to Tulane, make sure you contact one of us. If you don't know what resources are available, we're happy to share those and make sure you're successful